What's up everybody, it's your boy Razor. Now let me start off this video by saying there's going to be three parts of this video. The first one targeted at PlayStation, the second one targeted at Xbox, and the third one targeted at the general console war itself. Now let me start off by saying this entire concept of playing a certain platform makes you better is really stupid, and I want to cover some of the topics surrounding that. So let me just get right into it, I guess. Now, essentially, this story right here starts off with me and another guy. He was in my classroom, actually. I brought up the topic of how I thought the console war didn't make sense. I said there shouldn't be any fighting over generally what console you play or what your preference is, because in the end, it's really all the same. They both run very similar tech, and both consoles, including PlayStation and Xbox, both run like a 4-year-old computer, and generally, compared to PC, yeah, they suck. Entirely. This is coming from a console gamer, mind you. So don't get all SJW on me if I say, oh, console isn't as good as PC. Because the difference is the hardware in a PC is superior to that of a console. That is a fact. And if you don't believe it, go ahead. Search up a game that runs on 30 FPS on a console, running 60 FPS on a PC. Go ahead. Now the main point I'm trying to bring up here is, essentially, I brought up that, both consoles are equal and they both kind of suck. Instantly, he says, what console do you play? I said, me, myself, I play Xbox, I played PlayStation as well. I just prefer how the Xbox works. His first motion is to attack me for playing Xbox, saying Xbox sucks, Xbox doesn't work as well, and generally, there's, an entire layer of lag on the controls, the games don't look as well, the frame rate is different, and it's all that. I basically brought up the hardware standpoint of it. Essentially, it's not Xbox, it has to do with a lot of your cables, maybe there's something with your controller, maybe it has something to do with the wiring in your TV. There's a lot of variables, and it is not the console itself. Both work basically identically, and that's the point I'm trying to bring up. He denies this and continues to fire shots, saying, oh yeah, PlayStation is entirely superior. Now, alright, you can have your own opinion, mind you. Sure, I believe that Xbox is better, but I will not deny the factor of they both run the same thing. The communities, yes, are different, but they're essentially the exact same thing. So, in the real eyes of the entire scheme, nothing is better. They're both essentially the exact same, and I don't understand the entire argument of this. PlayStation players as well, as I've noticed, there seems to be a trend where a lot of them will try to fire shots at Xbox, claiming it is inferior. There's a lot of problems with Xbox, and most of them have maybe played an Xbox once, had a bad experience, and base every one of their arguments against it. Now, this is very toxic, and it's a bit annoying when you actually think about it. Like, hey, someone's firing shots at your preferred platform. Yeah, that's quite annoying to deal with. However, if you would get your head out of your ass and stop being a literal jackass for about 5 minutes and do some research, you might notice the inconsistencies of a lot of your arguments, i.e. PlayStation's graphics are better, everything runs at a higher FPS, Xbox is laggy, Xbox is filled with a bunch of 10-year-olds. Now, if you think about this for maybe more than 10 seconds, all of these same arguments can be used against PlayStation. And, plot twist, I'm gonna be bringing some of that up in the next episode too. However, one single argument that is always consistent is always about Xbox's community. Now sure, yeah, there's gonna be some assholes on the network, that's a factor. But the difference is there's this crazy thing called muting them, blocking them, all of which you can do. So if you have a problem, just don't play with them. It's simple as that. And it is not the entire community. Both communities have great people. But people need to really stop stereotyping because, in a way, it's almost like technology-based racism. You have one group of people who hate the other group of people for a bunch of reasons that are unjustified, unresearched, and make very little sense. Even no sense. So, I'm going to be touching up and, generally finishing up a lot of my arguments here on the next part when it comes to the Xbox Network, Xbox Live, and their community. But other than that, yeah, I'll see you guys on the next part. Peace out.